Hi Stonewall, I am Onyx the Eevee. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Glad to have you. Today is Series Thursday, and last week I talked about one of my theories for what in the world the Wild Zone is going to be. Let's dive into theory number 2 on what it is. Fae property. Throughout the entirety of the Percy Jackson verse, we have learned that the Greek pantheon aren't the only gods to actually exist in the world and be actively operating. The most notable examples that we actually know for confirmed fact, not getting into the mess that is the daughter of the deep into this timeline. We have the Egyptians who, in North America, mainly operate in Brooklyn, and the Norse gods that operate in Boston. So, much like the Greeks, they operate all across the world. It's just, for the North America sector, these are where they mostly operate. Because we know that these pantheons exist, we can also infer that others do as well. It would make sense, mainly based off of several other lines that are used throughout the entire series, so it would stand to reason that a majority of other mythologies actually do exist as well. It's just we haven't had the chance to see them. This would include European mythology. This is where my old reliable in explaining theories comes in. The Fae and their world and how it works would make sense with the limited information that we have about the Wild Zone. People going missing would add up to how the Fae operates. And now one of the biggest contractors of the series is the idea that, but the pantheons aren't allowed to interact. We've never really gotten that as a clear rule. The closest thing that we gotten was in the Kane Chronicles first book, when it's mentioned that across the river are other pantheons. But at the same time, it never really specifically states that these pantheons can interact. It can just straight up be that the gods don't talk, which would make sense. And even if there's like set rules of you can't go here, well you can't go here, and you can't go here, then if there was one group who would break those rules or find a loophole, it would be the Fae. And technically it could be literally any mix of another mythology encroaching on Camp Half-Blood territory. It would be very interesting to see how that would work. We do know mortals and monsters cannot enter without being directly invited in by someone who's already in Camp Half-Blood. Though the Fae, knowing the Fae, could easily make a loophole. Or in fact, it could be a different mythological creature from a variety of mythologies that actually beat Camp Half-Blood to Long Island Sound. This would explain just the mysteriousness of the Wild Zone entirely. It's not that whoever owns the Wild Zone encroached on Camp Half-Blood's territory, it's that Camp Half-Blood encroached on their territory first. But that's all for today. Catch you guys in the next one. Until then, I'm off to fight the moon. Bye!